Can I rent my own property to my business? The answer is absolutely. The question is why? As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. All right, so if you're like wondering, I'd like to rent my property. Maybe it's an investment property you currently have, or maybe it's part of your own property, your own primary residence, things like that. Here's 3 specific things to take into account. First off, you can rent your own personal property to your business because traditionally the business is a separate entity. It would mean that that entity is engaging in a contract with you to rent things. I have multiple businesses where one business may rent something from another business and back and forth. The big question is, why are you doing this? Because remember, if I'm landlord to the entity that I own, well, I get money from the entity I own, but that's also going to be declared income. So I'm going to have to declare that in some cases. This is where usually deferring, making sure you run this by your accountant to see what you're looking to do and why you're doing it is going to be important, because if I'm just doing this as a different revenue share, you may end up paying a little bit different tax because it's ordinary income instead of revenue or personal income. It's different ways of looking at it, but making sure that you understand what that is and being clear on why you're doing it. So the second thing is understanding that there may be longer term ramifications. This specifically applies a lot of times in your home. If you use your home as your primary residence, at a certain point when you get ready to sell, and at least the laws according to, and again, I'm not an accountant, but the laws at the time of filming, if you then sell that home, well, usually you get to sell it without any negative ramifications. You get to avoid even the capital gains up to a certain amount and other pieces. However, if you say part of that was for revenue generating, well, that changes that. And you're not necessarily going to be able to write the whole thing off. There's some ramifications with that. So making sure you understand what are those ramifications. So really make sure you run this by your accountant to see where it is. I've got one of my homes, we have multiple studios in it, and we genuinely use it for the work that we do. So we do rent it out, but there will be ramifications when we sell down the line. And then the last thing, it's pretty simple, but make sure you talk to your small business insurance broker to say, hey, look, I am running business out of this place and I want to make sure it's covered. Because it could be outside of your homeowner's insurance. If you happen to be, renting one of your bedrooms as your office, that in and of itself isn't that big a deal. But if you start having people come by and somebody slips and falls and all sorts of things, there may be additional things. So you're definitely going to want to talk to those people about what you're doing and why you're doing it. But you came here to see, can I rent my own property to my business? The answer is yes, but make sure you understand why you're doing it, what are the potential ramifications, and what insurance and additional requirements may I need. The last thing I didn't add on that was check the zoning. Sometimes zoning will not allow you to do that. I should have started with that. Make sure that the zoning's cool with it. The fact that we're in this new era of work from home, it's not that much brain damage, but if you want to run an auto mechanic shop and you live in a nice neighborhood and you want to put cars on the blocks next to it, the zoning may not like it, HOA might not like it. So ideally you found some value with this. If you have any questions, hey, please reach out. Keep smiling.